Hey guys, just got done watching.
Welcome to the horror show.
Yeah.
I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm a very sad Jaime and Fuego here.
Guys, this is our live stream review of the 2017 big screen adaptation at long last of so many people's favorite property, The Dark Tower. And boy,
Rest
oh boy.
in peace to The Dark Tower.
Rest in peace to The Dark Tower cinematic property, because that is going to be it.
Yeah,
I'm fairly certain.
I guarantee there will be no sequel. There will be no television series. This movie is going to bomb at the box office. And you know, the funny thing is, it's like, when good movies bomb, that's when you can lament them and you're sad and everything. This movie has no right to make any money because it was about as blandly, boringly vanilla. I think you used the word Cliff Notes. And you're not even familiar with the property, right?
I haven't even read the books, but this felt like a Cliff Notes version of what a book might have been. Like, I felt like I was missing so many pieces to this puzzle, and I had no investment in anything, none at all. There's one cool thing that I liked that I'll get to.
It wasn't a terrible movie, but it was not good by any means.
So let's go through it. We'll do it as we normally do. Yep. So we'll do our overall thoughts. We'll do the story. We'll do the acting. We'll do the effects. This is going to be a hard one, guys.
I know.
So,
dude, it's excruciating for me.
Overall, I was obviously very disappointed because I didn't even have the investment that Fuego did going into this, but I still was disappointed because it was just so bland. It was just, all we were doing was following what three people were doing. So it turns out it was the kid's story. It was not Idris Elba's story.
Which you predicted. It was definitely, it's about Jake. It's about Jake and, you know, his visions. And it's funny how they change his thing from The Touch to The Shine to kind of tie that in with the King universe.
So that wasn't The Shine in the book?
No, in the books they call it The Touch in the book.
They made it so obviously a tie-in to The Shining. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, so hardcore. That it was distractingly hardcore.
Yeah.
The oh my god.
Yeah, because in the books it's like Transformers movie. You got the touch, you got the power. But yeah, pretty much the same thing.
So the overall it was as deep. It was puddle deep.
Kiddie pool deep, dude.
There was the action was okay, but
when it was there was pretty much no action.
They showed a lot of it in the trailers.
For a movie that should basically advertised Action City, there was actually very little action in this movie.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
There really was.
Considering it was only 97 minutes, like, it cruised by, but it cruised by so fast that there was literally nothing to latch onto.
Yeah, it cruised by at the pace of a turtle, basically, for all you guys in the know. This was just, I hate to say, I was just waiting for it to be over. It was that slow and that boring. And, you know, so aggravating. The problem that they made with this movie is they tried to condense it and streamline it, and yet what they ended up doing was alienating both audiences. So the hardcore audience, like myself, is going to be like, oh my goodness, this is so just boring and, just glossing over things. And yet for people who don't know anything about this universe, you're going to be lost and confused and wondering what the hell is going on, where the motivation is. And so they basically ended up just killing two birds with one stone, essentially, with this very poor approach.
So that's the overall thoughts.
Yeah.
I have a lot of minutia I want to get into, so we're going to do that. We won't spoil anything until towards the end, which we may spoil something towards the end, but there's not even that much that's worth spoiling, quite frankly.
Because very little really happens in this movie.
Yeah. So okay, the story is, we start out with Jake, and he's having he's drawing these nightmares that he's having of Midworld and the Man in Black and the Gunslinger.
His name is Jake, and he likes to do drawings.
Yeah, and so he doesn't know why he's drawing this. He has a mom that loves him, a stepfather that's frustratingly aggravated at him all the time.
Which is a change from the books, because in the books, his father is not some hero firefighter. His father is a TV executive doing coke and smoking 3 packs a day, automatic man status and stuff. So that was an interesting change that they made here.
So he's having these visions, and like very rapidly he happens across this doorway in this shut down building of some kind.
Which they actually cut a ton out that we saw in the trailer with the creature that's in the house.
Yeah, the house creature.
They
yeah,
barely glazed upon it, and yet that was big time in the third book. And so,
but anyway, so he dials 1919 into the thing because apparently that's a big thing.
Yeah.
And Fuego made a joke about it to the person running the screening, who obviously had no idea about it.
Yeah, she was clueless. I was like, why couldn't they have this in theater 19? And she was like, huh?
Yeah, it's like, but nonetheless, so yeah, he crosses into Midworld, and then boom, we're right there at the point basically where Idris Elba holds up the gun to him, and so we're off and running. He quickly convinces the gunslinger that he is from another world, which I guess is fine if he's familiar with the alternate planes and stuff like that.
But yeah, didn't their interaction seem very scant and just kind of, they figured it out really quickly and they're just homies all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Like they
Idris Elba is just ready to put all the stock into what this kid is saying. There should have been a period of adjustment, a period of Idris Elba, like, what are you doing? You're a crazy kid, like, get out of here. And the kid, like, trying to convince him, and then finally having that convincing moment. And then, like, if the kid signified that he had seen the Man in Black, and then something that he had seen appeared before Idris Elba. Like, there's so many more interesting ways to do what they tried to do.
All that it took was showing and drawing, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, and it was so frustrating. Now let's get to the well, basically, okay, so they are trying to evade the Man in Black, and what, stop what? I don't even remember exactly what the plot was of his that they were trying to stop. Was there one?
They did not really expound upon it properly, hence the confusion.
There was some contraption that he was building and using kids to try and destroy the tower. I guess that's long and short of it.
And you see, that's the thing. As somebody who's read the novels, I know exactly what was going on there, which is why for somebody who hasn't read the novels, you're going to be like, what the hell?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It looks like he's kidnapped kids. He's using their brain power or something
basically
to combine into this mega Star Wars Rogue One laser that's going to shoot the tower.
Yeah, basically
in a big arc.
Yeah. In the 5th and 6th and 7th books, you basically learn about the fact that there's these breakers, which are people with psychic abilities that the Crimson King
were the breakers? Because you've mentioned that to me before.
So those
kids, but there was zero indication of that.
They gave you no context as to, and dude, the fact that the opening scene was breakers and then it just cuts
a little shaky there. Maybe try and put it in the corner there and see if it can get us both. Yeah, because I feel bad that it's so shaky for everyone.
Just kind of go like that.
Just lean it against the thing. Maybe it'll work.
I don't think we have enough cord space.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, try and unplug it. Maybe we'll have enough.
No, I'll just try to
power. Okay.
Try to hold it there. So
all right. So let's see. What else? Let's go on to the acting before we start getting into the minutia and stuff.
Acting wasn't actually bad. It was just we gave so little to these characters, as far as like development goes and stuff. You're still seeing the shaking.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that part was frustrating. I don't know. Check the comments. See what they're saying. Is the shaking too bad, you guys? Do we need to do an at-home review? Check in with them. See what they're saying.
Lots of comments. Oh my goodness. Okay. What the fuck happened? Shit. Everyone is giving bad reviews. Yes, that is unfortunately what's going down. Damn. Really? Hey guys, what up? So fucking looking forward to this. I knew it. IGN gave it 5 out of 10. Yeah, and that's the thing. It wasn't a terrible movie, but it was very, very much just vanilla and bland and boring for me. I mean, from like, performances to goodness.
Well, let's talk about the performances. Idris Elba was good, but didn't have enough meat to chew on. Yeah.
Dude, and I thought McConaughey was just so
surface level. Again,
so underutilized, and
he had cool stuff that he could do as the Man in Black, but it felt so out of context every time that he did it, and it was just like there was no, I don't know, like I guess it was just being mean for being mean's sake, but that didn't come off as evil that came off as more petulant.
Well, and
than
also the
anything.
fact that he kept saying "old friend" and all these battles and stuff, and yet there was really not a lot of continuity or
None at
explanation
all.
or
Like,
anything for this long storied history. I mean,
this movie feels like it assumes so much of the viewer.
yeah,
But there's gonna be a lot of fucking people that haven't read the goddamn books.
yeah.
So
And then for the people like myself who have read the books, it's just going to be frustrating for the streamlining aspect that we mentioned.
yeah, I mean,
So,
because it doesn't. I have to imagine that for a book lover like you, it doesn't matter that they're referring to all these things without seeing any of it.
No, there was some cool, like, little, like, winks and nods and Easter egg type things, seeing Sombra and North Central and all this other stuff. And, I mean, but
I don't even know what those two things are.
they just tried to, so those are basically two companies on the Keystone Earth side that
Okay.
are in affiliation with the Crimson King that are basically doing his shit on our side of the
They're the
of the
Wolfram and
planet.
Hart
Yeah.
from Buffy and Angel.
Yeah, there you
All right,
go.
gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, story, too streamlining is the word that I keep going back to, which is not,
Too abridged.
much too abridged. Yes, exactly. And when you're trying to combine aspects from 8 different books all into one big thing, I mean, yeah, there's
Jesus. Yeah, it did feel like they were trying to cram almost 8 books into one thing. But
yeah. And that's the unfortunate thing is, like, as we lamented at the very beginning, this is the fact that the studio has been hiding it. We know it's not going to perform well, and I'm just so saddened as a Stephen King fan because of the fact that I know that we're not going to get any more Dark Tower stuff.
We were told
man.
as we were told as press viewers that only 2 of us could come to this screening because it was full.
Yeah.
The theater was about 2/3 full, if that.
Yeah.
And so that was frustrating alone, but it's also an indicator of the interest in the movie. And it's a shame because it did look like it could be cool, but it's just so short. That movie, like, I know people give movies a lot of shit for being over 2 hours long. This movie could have easily withstood being 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and I would have been fine along for the ride if I had gotten a little bit more explanation and a little bit more, just a little bit more out of it.
And there was a lot of, different reports from Variety, THR, Deadline talking about all the different cooks in the kitchen and the editing bay and the fact that, it tested poorly with audiences and they were confused and they didn't know what the hell was going on. Unfortunately, all of these reports were pretty well founded from what I could tell. And so just ultimately extremely frustrating for Stephen King's magnum opus to be given such a disservice is... God, it sucks.
It's a big bummer,
It
man.
really sucks.
Well, let's talk about the effects, because there were a healthy amount of them.
There were, and I mean, they were
They
good
looked
where
okay.
they were.
There
but
was again. It seemed like there were 2 main creature attacks.
Well,
there were some humanoid creatures later, but
yeah,
there was
the Taheen and
there was the
stuff,
first
yeah.
creature, which I thought was cool, that was going after the kid in Midworld.
Okay, the one that appeared in the forest, that there was like a spider-looking thing.
Yeah,
and they
but it
really
had a
gave
scorpion tail almost.
Yeah, and they gave no context as to what the hell that thing was.
None at all, but it was kind of cool. And then they never
It
gave
looked
us
cool, but-
they never gave us a real hero shot of it either.
No.
It was all just quickly moving and stuff like that. And then, like you said, the house monster, that was barely on camera at all. That was done away with very fast.
We actually saw more of it in the trailer than we did in
sure.
the film itself, which is extremely frustrating because those effects actually looked very cool.
The gunplay is okay, but the thing is, we've seen guns done so many different ways and so well between The Matrix and John Wick and stuff like that. I'm barely on camera.
Papa Bear and the long-haired warrior. That's fine.
But we've seen gunplay done so interestingly before. Unfortunately, again, the 2 quick load portions that we saw in the trailer were the only 2 in the fucking movie.
Yeah, once again, the effects were cool when you actually did have some shoot 'em up stuff going down, but there was really only like 2
Those
scenes.
2 shots where he goes whoosh, whoosh, and catches the gun, catches the bullets like that, and then the one where he goes like foop, 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 foop,
Yep.
real quick. Those are the only 2 ones in the movie, and it's like, guys, we need more than what you showed us in the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can see where they spent their money, man. I mean, good lord. There was actually chatter that they thought about replacing directors for this film, and they just, it was going to be such an expensive.
For all I know, this was directed by a committee, because there was no singular vision to this movie.
No. There was 4 different screenwriters. The fact that once again, too many cooks.
Very much so.
Really what I'm feeling here. The movie was a mess. It was a jumbled mess. It was all over the place.
But how does that make you like?
It showed signs of promise here and there, and yet every time I was like, okay, they're finding their footing. They're figuring this out. They just went back to uninspired, just silliness, man. And God, I'm trying to contain my frustration.
Well, I mean, it's got to be. How much of a bitter disappointment is it for you? I mean, as a fan, you had your suspicions?
Yeah, it is but you know what? Often when a movie is not being screened for critics until the night before it's making its official release, when it's been delayed 3 times already, when there's been director after director, jumping ship and stuff like that. I was worried about this film, but I was trying to have just cautious optimism, and unfortunately,
there's no reason this couldn't have been as good as Logan. It had the same sort of interaction. It had the grizzled gunslinger and a kid
and training and everything, and yet there was only the one training scene in this movie, and it was just like everything was glossed over in this. Every single aspect was,
and it was,
just
and honestly,
across.
It ended way too easily.
Of course it did.
It ended way too easily.
So abruptly,
Are you fucking kidding me with how that ended?
Abruptly. I guess we're spoiling things
now.
now.
Well, no, not yet. I mean, we haven't yet. I'm just saying it ended too easily. The big fight or whatever, the big battle, which, again, I got the feeling there wasn't even a big battle in the book like this at all.
Actually, to be...
and I say big battle in big quotation marks.
Yeah, there was actually nothing like that battle in the books ever. In fact, Walter and Roland never even, fight it out in the books.
Really?
Never.
So they shoehorned that in, and while there was one cool thing that they did in the fight, one cool thing, like the breakthrough moment. Yeah. That was the only cool thing.
The whole window part to the
No, it was the ricochet part.
Okay.
The ricochet thing I thought was badass.
And yet
but it was still so really that easily?
Well, and also interesting thing, and this is going to be a mild spoiler, guys. So I'm just pausing for a second.
Mild spoiler.
Mild spoiler. They said on the IMDb that Susan Delgado was in this movie. And there is...
Where?
That's what I'm saying. Perhaps that was just somebody adding things to the mix.
Wait,
or maybe
Susan Delgado from the prequels?
Yes, Susan from book 4 and from the comic books, The Love of Roland's Life. Unless there was something they just briefly...
I mean, it might have been one of those quick flashes, because there was a shit ton of those, and damn it, I missed our turn off.
Yeah. And then also, the fact that they had Sayer in there, the vampire, and he's...
Wait, there was a vampire in there?
Well, he's a vampire in the books, at least. It's the guy who Jackie Earle Haley was playing.
So they did show him, kicking ass briefly, but they didn't allude to him being a vampire.
Yeah, but then also... And yet, Himley, the guy who... the dude from Cabin in the Woods played...
Jesus, they needed fucking Suicide Squad title cards for these characters.
They didn't even address them by name, so you don't even know who the hell these people are. Frustrating. Man, this movie was just...
Dude, as someone that read the books, my soul is crying for you. Because this must be such... Wow! But it didn't feel like this... Okay, what I will say is it didn't feel like a blatant... just whipping the dick out and pissing on the property.
No,
this
it
just
wasn't
felt
that.
like
it
you're
was
saying too many cooks.
Yes.
Way too many cooks.
Well, and the fact that why couldn't we... This could have been the next Lord of the Rings. This could have been the next Harry Potter if they actually knew...
It really could have been.
If they knew what they were doing and they took it book by book, as opposed to trying to mush everything together.
The Maze Runner did a better job of setting up a weird world than this Dark Tower movie did. And that's a bummer, because Maze Runner was not great.
No, didn't they do, the last one direct-to-video or something?
I don't even know.
I thought they did.
No, I think the last one got interrupted because the main star, Dylan O'Brien, got hurt while filming it. But it doesn't matter, because it was a more completely explored and explained world in that property, is what I'm saying.
Yes. This could have been a Hunger Games.
This could have been more interesting than those.
I agree. there's
'Cause
such a
there-
deep
it
lore.
had-
We're talking
yeah.
thousands and thousands of pages in those 8 books, man. And yet the fact that they're like, okay,
The
let's
fact that we
mush
barely
it all
gloss
together.
over what Midworld is.
Yeah,
Like,
and also the fact that they said in all this promotional material that this time he's got the Horn of Eld and it's the last time around and stuff like
where
that.
is the
I
horn
mean,
on his belt that we never, like,
I think there was a mention of it maybe once or twice, and it was in passing. And
Jesus.
I'm so frustrated because that's the thing. If this was absolute dog shit terrible, then I probably would rest easier. But the fact that it
You
wasn't,
see glimmers of things of what it could have been.
the possibility and the potential that they showed, especially with the casting. And I was actually initially not okay with the Elba casting or the McConaughey casting, and yet I was warming up to it. I felt like, I don't know. Once again, it's going to be one of
McConaughey
those.
sleptwalked through that role.
It's going to be. Didn't he though?
He slept that again. Back
He
to
had
the
no
acting.
charisma,
There was
tenacity.
no and I like Matthew McConaughey a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I like him as an actor a lot. But this,
And I hate to say the fact that.
he purposely reined himself in and like was blank stare guy the whole
Oh yeah,
time.
yeah. I mean, honestly, there was so much more
Why?
charisma in that guy who played the same dude, Randall Flagg, in The Stand in the early '90s than McConaughey even had in his fingertip in this movie, man. I mean,
I
it
would
was
have much
just-
preferred that flag over this. Oh, dude.
And I mean, we're talking the like bona fide biggest, with the exception of the Crimson King.
Tommy Wiseau
villain.
would have been a better Randall Flagg than Matthew McConaughey in this movie. And any
Yeah.
of you guys who know who Tommy Wiseau is are laughing your asses off because that's how fucking bad this was. Oh my god. All right, go through the comments, man. Go through the comments.
Okay, well,
'cause this is frustrating. I know it's gonna be a lot, but just we gotta make it through.
We're trying. Okay, I'm gonna start about halfway through. Warner Brothers should try it. No, really. Ended up passing it off. No way. I think there will still be Dark Tower stuff. Just gotta restructure
There
it.
might
It sounds
be,
like,
but there's
maybe.
a lot
I mean,
to fix. There's
yeah.
a lot of shit to fix.
well, maybe if this actually makes money, and yet I'm really not thinking it's going to. but-
I'll put this at 40, 45 max. Opening
Really?
weekend.
Opening weekend? I'm
Max.
thinking like 20, 25, man.
I think you might be
Yeah.
closer to it. I'm being
I'm a man
worldwide.
of long
though.
hair, so sorry, Fuego. I'm right there with you. Yeah, thanks, man. I wanted this to be amazing. Hell yeah. Oh, Rubber Soul. Man, we got a lot of people on here. Damn. All right, Major Bummer. Jason Chamberlain, what do you got to say, sir? 90 minutes of awesomeness versus 2+ hours of fluff. Well, you know what?
I would have
There's-
taken 2+ hours of fluff because this wasn't 90 minutes of awesomeness.
That's the thing.
This was 90
this is
minutes of
such a
skim milk.
It's such a deep universe.
There
Dark
was
Tower
no
sucks is what's going on.
depth to that fucking.
No.
This was vanilla yogurt. This could have been at least strawberry yogurt with some fruit in
Yeah.
it, but this was straight. This wasn't even vanilla yogurt. This was plain yogurt.
Movie
Like,
was a giant bust.
God.
They should have. A director is no one. Yeah, that's true. You know, I agree with the petitioning Hulu and Netflix to hopefully take this over and right the ship. I'm sorry, Rob.
Yeah, if only there was like a Marvel of the, like if this was Fox doing Dark Tower and there was a Marvel to do it, that would be
Been
nice.
ripping the movie since day one. I really hope it's not a disappointment. Yeah, well, I have much more faith in
The
it.
trailers for it are better than this entire movie.
Yeah,
I'll say that much.
truth be told. Yeah,
So,
without a doubt.
there you go.
Without a doubt.
God, it's such a bummer to say because I was excited for it.
Bring back directors like Kubrick. We still have it. Yes, I know. We still have it. We still have Gerald's Game coming. We still have 1922. I mean, it's still hopefully going to be a year where, Mr.
Boy,
Mercedes,
if 1922
obviously.
is as good as that fucking Kennedy one he did.
Ron Howard would have done it better. Well, Ron Howard is doing...
Ron Howard was
flipping-
listed as the very first producer credit.
He was
the
a
first credit that came up was produced by Ron Howard after the director.
Well, yeah,
So,
he was originally going to direct it.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying his meat
Oh, we
hooks
got
were all
donations,
over it.
yeah.
Hey, thank you for the donations, guys.
Yeah.
We need it after sitting through that bullshit.
1922 is basically from Full Dark No Stars, if I'm not mistaken, which was a collection of 4 novellas that King put out a few years ago, and it's going to star Thomas Jane. It's going to be a Netflix original.
I'll take
and
1408 if I want a 4-digit number
Oh.
from Stephen King.
Did you see the 1408 reference in the movie?
No, was there one?
Yeah, when they were walking through that portal, they're like, just remember which portal you're going through, and the portal was number 1408. Like,
What?
Yeah, there was Easter eggs all over the
damn it.
place, from the little Christine
Well,
card
hit some
to
of
the
the Easter-
Pennywise
there
stuff.
was a Christine card? Oh,
there
that's
was,
right,
that the
the
kid was
kid.
playing with, and then he's like, yes, we don't know what all of these old structures are, and he's like, it's an amusement park, and it said Pennywise and everything, and that was in the trailer.
Yeah, that
too.
was in the trailer. Okay, damn.
So yeah, I
wish
mean,
you could do that.
They sprinkled stuff all over the place, but bottom line,
I missed 1408, huh? That's a bummer.
yeah. Well,
There had to have been more, though. There had to have been way more.
I'm sure there were tons and tons that even went unbeknownst to me, but. Okay, what do we have here? Stephen King books should just be TV adapts. That I disagree with, because then you would have stuff like Golden Years and.
Well, and who knows? Again, it looks like it's going to be good. I don't. You're going to have problem. Well, not nowadays. Actually, you could do a good cable version of it and get away with all the gore
easily.
stuff.
Yeah, especially if you did it like HBO or. Showtime or Stars or something like that. I'm sorry, man.
No, I feel bad that you've had to hold it the whole time.
The whole stinking time, man. Okay, what do we got here? Don't know. They should just say handcuffed, competent King fan filmmakers, huh?
So.
Well, I mean, any final thoughts, man? I mean.
Yeah. I guess that. Fuck. I'll watch it on DVD just to see for if I missed anything or for. Easter eggs, but this was just it was a disappointment. It could have been so much better, and I'm just bummed. I'm bummed. You, Fuego?
I'm heartbroken. Yeah. After all of this waiting and then rereading the entire series, in preparation, and then the fact that they just skimmed over so much was just, oh my goodness. Not that that's what I wasn't anticipating, but they could have done this in a better manner, and the fact that they dropped the ball here, and the fact that King has even gone on to endorse this, that the director remembered the face of his father and all that other stuff.
He pulled that shit?
He pulled that shit, man. That's
God.
King just, let's all look forward to it and, sweep this under the mat, and I hope for... chop this up.
Of course. All right, sorry about that, guys.
Sorry, brief phone call for Cecil. But,
jeez, I don't know why she did that. But anyway, that's. I guess we're gonna call it there. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Let us know.
We're not deterring you from seeing this movie. If you're a fan of the King, go watch it. Make up your own mind.
I mean, we probably are. But
I honestly want to hear other people's thoughts about the debacle that this film is ultimately going to go down.
I want to know your thoughts too, and then let us know, you guys. I'm not going to be able to see some of these comments. I'm going to scroll through them before we sign off real quick.
Yes, please do.
Take it over, sir. But yeah,
my arm is tired from holding that.
Let us know if you need us to do an in-studio review. If this was too shaky for you, I feel bad.
Well, I mean, should we do a spoilers review?
I guess we can. I guess we can. Let me just fish through. I did not hit her. Someone got my shit. Because it doesn't save these comments.
I know. That's the worst thing about the group chat is that and there was a lot of
such
comments.
Such a bummer, man. Because
there's
still 58 people watching me scroll through comments. Okay, well, shit, here we go.
And that's what I felt bad about.
Spoil away, the books are a masterpiece. So it had a definitive conclusion.
Not so much a definitive conclusion. It was open.
For the movie it did, though. There was a definitive conclusion for the movie.
It was open-ended. I mean, they're like, let's go back to Midworld. And that's not really spoiling anything. They're just like, let's go back.
I'll say there was a conclusion to the fight. There was a final battle that I was hoping to not get.
Boringly anticlimactic. And you know what? I have to say that I was so upset about the limited screen time that Pimley got, that Sayer got, that these people who show up in the later books, and I mean, even to Tirana, this new character who, well, she's not so much a new character. She was in the Dixie Pig at the end of the 6th book, and they turned her into something here, and yet so many of his henchmen had like 5 lines in the movie. It was...
Was Elba at least a good gunslinger? I thought he was a good gunslinger, yeah.
He was good.
Yeah.
But once again, they wrote him so blandly and boringly. I mean, those are the 2 B words I keep coming back to.
Bland and boring, yeah.
Yeah, bland and boring.
Fuego didn't even really want to give many words to the person afterwards. He was like, yeah, they're bland and boring, and he walked away. I was like, oh shit. All right, I wish they would have just adapted.
Right now, guys. I'm so sad.
Do you think they can get it right in a sequel? I guess this was just a really shitty first attempt.
It just really depends on how dedicated
the sequel needs to be 2.5 hours long.
Well, if the TV series transpires, then I will potentially have some hope. But I don't think this director was a good fit. The fact that he had not, I mean, it was trying to straddle this line of being like big shoot 'em up action, but yet, I mean, he did this film called A Good Marriage, or excuse me, not A Good Marriage, a Royal Affair, I believe, and it's a Danish film that was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. And I mean, it tried to be.
Oh, hi, Roland.
Yeah, it tried to be a personal film, and then yet in the same right, it was also trying to be a shoot 'em up. It was like it tried so hard to appeal. It tried so hard to appeal to both the noobs and the hardcores, and then in turn alienates both of them. And really, with the tone of the film, they accomplished that same travesty by trying to, have action to appeal to the casual fan, but yet also have it be dramatic and about his relationship with Jake, which felt so surface level, and like the care for the two of them, and like, the connection between this growing quartet, it didn't feel genuine to me, It just didn't.
This is Alejandro Cortez. I don't know. Do you think an IQ of 106 is good enough to be a computer programmer? I'm 19 years old, and it's all I want to be, honestly. Guys say you can do whatever you want, man. 109. Fuck. Sorry, guys. Someone keeps calling because she's not picking up on the int. All right, so
yeah, I think you could easily be a breaker or a computer, programmer, sir. So more donations.
Two hands on the wheel. 2 hands on the wheel, Cecil. Yeah, sorry. Oh, you said okay. So you're explaining what 1922 is. Okay.
Yeah.
10 and 2, Cecil. Yeah, I made it home, guys. We're here.
Yeah, we're just sitting in front of the parking area now.
No, they're not doing a Mr. Mercedes movie. They're doing a Mr. Mercedes, TV thing. Come, what? We're live streaming still.
Still live streaming?
Yes, we're doing our review still.
Hi, guys.
Brittany's saying hi. Every time you call, it interrupts the stream.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt the stream.
So, yeah, no, we've been going for a while. We've got like 60 people on right now, which is a lot.
Yeah, they're all asking about
this
terrible movie. So.
I'm bored by. Okay, X signed off. That's such a shame. He called us virgins, too.
Virgins? What you talking about, Willis?
A question. I'm going to It on day one dressed as Pennywise. Should I go as Tim Curry Pennywise or my own take? Do your own take.
Go as the book.
Do your own take, Wences. I would like to see that. Okay, where are they over? So, a Netflix remake of Desperation would be awesome. Wubba lubba dub dub. What's up, David Gomez?
I agree. And actually, Robert Soul would be all about that Desperation remake, man.
Gerald's Game is my #1 adaptation to see, says Ab3000X.
Oh, I can't wait for Gerald's Game.
Dark Tower should never have been touched, he says. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
We'll be in soon. Okay, is it true the 2 movies are kicking off the Stephen King cinematic universe?
Not at all.
I don't know. I suppose it's possible, though.
No, they were saying that there's going to be Easter eggs, but nothing as far as
a shared universe.
Because all of the rights are sprinkled between different studios, so they couldn't do that. Unfortunately.
Okay. Someone said pirate time. I'm not encouraging it, but I'm not saying you shouldn't either. Can you guys do a more in-depth review later? Yeah. We're going to go have some dinner, and then we'll sit down and do a studio spoiler review as well. Yeah, I want to have a couple of drinks.
Do it. Yeah, I actually think I need a drink to actually discuss this.
We'll go have some drinks, and we'll do a spoiler review that I'll throw up later tonight. So, okay, let's see. This was, that was me, bro. I missed a lot of this. Dave the cameraman, yo. Nice work, Cecil. Thank you, guys. Love the channel. Thank you. Love you. Spoil it, I don't care. We're going to do the spoiler review after we drink. I want to float too. Denzel Washington. I think Denzel Washington.
You'll float too.
You'll float too if you go see this fucking gunslinger movie. All right, guys. Sorry. So it's 9:15. I'm at 9:11 comments. Ooh.
Yeah. This movie ended 45 minutes ago.
So they said, I just see Brittany. Oh, Brittany. Okay, so we are live on Twitch as well, playing Fortnite. Andrew and Marsha played Fortnite last night too.
Yeah, fantastic.
So yeah, Sora retracted the message. Is there a TV series for The Dark Tower 2? They were talking about doing one.
It's all hinging upon the success of this film in the opening weekend. So maybe,
Awesome.
even though this movie sucks, go out and see it so that we can hopefully get a better television series, which is the era of Roland's life that I prefer the most, which is his childhood.
Graham Jensen says, I love Fat Black Dick. Awesome. Good for you. You should go see this movie. Idris Elba's in it.
Yeah.
One
yeah.
can only guess. You
He's
know what I
probably
mean?
a fatty, bro.
Shit, you guys are behind. Yeah, I know I'm behind.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying.
That's Andrew and Marsha playing Fortnite. All right, well, okay. I got to get them to start telling us when they're freaking actually going to be streaming because we need to know. But, all right, guys. So, thank you very much for watching. We are going to go inside, eat our dinner, and then get drunk and do a spoilers review of this, and we'll put it up later. So, thank you very much. Check in a couple, God, I'm guessing 2 to 3 hours. I'll be able to have that up. Just depends on how quickly it outputs.
Yeah.
And how quickly we do it and all that good stuff. So, thanks you very much, you guys. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Keep an eye out for the review of this film at the clearing of the end of the path. I've been Jaime and Fuego.
I'm not sure what all that means because the movie didn't explain it. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Stay scared.
Stay scared.